My name is Alwin Reamillo. I was born in Manila. I've been practicing as an artist for the last 30 years. I practically grew up in a piano workshop, which I consider my first art school. I'm interested as an artist, interested in kind of an expanded definition of artistic practice. So experimentation is very much part of my work. So from mixed media painting, I do performance, I do installation. In recent years, I've been doing like projects with communities. Also been involved with film. So yeah, I'm interested in different kinds of medium and art forms. I believe one of our teachers told us before that Filipino art and culture is not a painting culture, but a kind of an object making culture or a sculpture culture. The original mark making that we have is not on canvas, not on temples because we don't have it, but it's on the skin. So tattooing is the first kind of mark making that we do. With these ideas of understanding a kind of cultural sensibility, I try to translate this in the way that I do experiment with objects. So most of the time it's deconstructing objects. I often approach art with that lens of decolonization because it's a very complex history we have in the Philippines of 500 years of European colonization, Christianity, which I think bears the fundamental problems of sometimes they call a damaged culture. So art can be a healing approach, but with an understanding of what happened in the past. For me, experimentation with materials brings you back probably to the old sensibility of the culture. Of course, now it's a much more global world. Now we have all these technologies. But I think artists also need to be critical of the materials that you use, the technology that you use. And I think that's maybe a clearer perspective. Do I make sense? One great artist from the Philippines said that culture unites us, but sometimes culture also divides. So there's kind of a paradox in there. In my own practice, I try to mix objects. Sometimes objects that can be considered high, from high culture. Objects can be also found objects that you find everywhere. And then mixing them together, weaving them together, I think create interesting possibilities, so I'm very much into the mixing and the hybridity, and I think culture is always mixed. There's no pure culture, and I think we should do more of that, the mixing, and then we create a universal language for everyone, to the social. So it's like mixing also with people, sharing, exchanging ideas. And I think the more we do that, the more we create knowledge and understanding. And then I think this is a great way, if we need more artists in the world, maybe more than people in the military or politicians, because we are involved in creating language and communication, expressive language. And sometimes we don't need words. Human beings, human culture is the same everywhere. Minor differences, we all share the same values. We want better life for our families, future for our children, But the world is such a mess, and I'm interested also in, I guess, the work that we're presenting is looking into that kind of complex makeup of the world at the moment that we're living in. And I think this is where the role of the arts and artists are, to make sense of things that doesn't seem connected, but we try to make it visible, the connections, the effect of what we do in our environment, our economic system, the impact it has on not just in one part, but it impacts everywhere.